What do you think accounts for how subservient both parties are to Israel? We have Trump now basically cracking down on free speech on Israel's behalf. Netanyahu has openly bragged about that. You have Trump also threatening Iran, as we've been discussing. And Joe Biden also didn't lift a finger to stop Israel's mass murder campaign in Gaza. In fact, he was the main accomplice.
Which is still going on, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just share my experience, okay?
Yeah.
When I started my career in politics a long time ago, Israel is a very sympathetic figure. How Jews suffered from the Holocaust, and you don't have to watch movies like Schindler's List. Any of us know enough about history to know that 6 million Jews were killed. There has been an abiding sympathy that we all grew up with. In addition to that, for my own self, this Judeo-Christian ethic, let's call it, is something that I breathed in. It's not the only religious ethic that I practice, but I will say that you have to start with that. So there is one must understand that there is kind of embedded in our understanding growing up a natural sympathy for Israel. However, there is a difference between Judaism and Zionism. And those who have decided to use their political power to basically institute a pogrom against Palestinians, to kill all the Palestinians, to wipe out Gaza, to drive the Palestinians off the land, worse than Nakba. That decision, which is a political decision, not based on the security of Israel, is one that is marked as one of the worst moments in our modern history, that we'd stand by and even participate in it vicariously, with some in other ways actually support it. Now, again, what happened on October 7th years ago, everyone understands that whether the number was 800 or 1,400, there were innocent people killed in Israel. And we must condemn that. But there's no justification for killing 50,000 and probably more Palestinians. There's no justification for the stories that are coming out about the conduct of the IDF and the kind of extraordinary cruelty that is being practiced against Palestinians. I mean, we're losing our humanity over this. We can see it. We know about it. And anyone who doesn't have anguish over this isn't paying attention. What about our own families? Would we stand by and let this happen? So, there's a genocide going on. You can't call it anything else. That term isn't appropriated for one group. It does occur. And so what needs to happen? There's a fire. Literally, we got to take away the fuel. The fuel involves a lot of U.S. munitions. And the U.S. has to change its policy. We cannot be in a position of trying to force Israel to be our force in the Middle East, working at our behest, and then Israel turns around and says, hey, we're together, just as Netanyahu said in his July 2024 speech to Congress. Our enemies are your enemies. No, no. The U.S. has to, it's a dramatic change in policy. And I don't know how you can ever make up, just like there was little way to make up to the Jewish community for the 6 million people that were lost during the Holocaust. How do you make up for the potentially hundreds of thousands of Palestinians whose lives have been either ended or ruined, millions even? How do you make up for that? When do we start having an at-one-ment here of recognizing we're one human family, and that old type of thinking that excites our lower limbic system causes us to respond in a way that is not commensurate with our intellectual ability to understand what is happening.
Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe to Risky Edges and turn on bell notifications. Please support independent media. Thank you.